So, so rather than going into college or trade school, why did you enlist in the army? What made you think that was the right choice at the time?
I mean, at the time, it kind of felt like it was my only option. I
Yeah,
didn't really feel like I had any direction to go in, and I wasn't really interested in anything else. I saw it as kind of an opportunity to help advance my future, so I could go to tech school or college and have it paid for. But that's pretty much
right.
it. I really didn't have any idea what I wanted to do.
So it's just kind of like just something you decided like last minute, or you were like thinking about it fully through.
I thought about it, but it came into like a more last minute decision.
Yeah. Okay, so like where was the basic training at, and like what was the experience of you being there? Like was it like the movies at all, or just not anything like that?
I was in Fort Leonard Wood in Missouri. Um, I mean, saying like it's that's kind of hard to say because there are movies that do kind of portray it fairly well.
Right.
Um, yeah, I mean it kind of was like the movies, but
Like what were you able to eat there? Like what was the food that you're eating every day? Like from waking up to going to bed.
every day, like every morning it was like powdered eggs. They'd have like waffles. Sometimes they'd have waffles, um, and then it really changed depending on the day of the week. It would change. Everything would kind of switch
Right.
around. Um, but it really was. It's all like processed foods. So
Yeah.
like the eggs are what's the word for the ones in the bag? That you
Like the
add
carton
water
eggs
to.
or
No. It's like a bag that you add water to, and the water makes
oh
the
yeah,
eggs, and
yeah.
you fluff some powdered. I think is the word for them.
Right.
Yeah, but
It doesn't
it's
sound great.
no, it wasn't.
So why did you end up leaving though? Like how come things didn't end up with you actually going further with the army?
There was like a certain set of paperwork that needed to get done before I fully committed.
Yeah.
That my recruiter had told me was done. Um, and when I actually got there, they found a lot of it wasn't like IEPs from high school. You need to have
Or
paperwork to
did you
go
think
in
he
for that.
lied or something, or he purposely
I think
messed
so.
it
I
up?
don't want to. Obviously, I'm not
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
like throw blame around because the recruiters that I had, I bounced around a lot. I wasn't on one specific recruiter the whole time. I had
Right.
four or five, so maybe one did get caught up and it just didn't happen. But
All right. So like, what do you like? So like, what's now? Like, where are you working at now, and what's like every day there? Like, what are you doing on a normal day?
so I work at a networking, home security, home information, or home security
Yeah.
and home security networking and home automation company. I manage their warehouse, so I'm drafting up different job stuff with what parts are needed. I'm ordering all those parts in same day, making sure the warehouse is tidy, and then giving out parts to people, making sure everything. Also,
Just
making sure
making sure
everything
it's clean.
is very clean, very
Okay.
organized. Which it's a
That's cool.
process. Yeah,
Like, are you planning on staying there, or like, were you looking at any other options, like maybe going back to college or trade school
I
or
was thinking
something
about
else?
college. But I'm kind of leaning really into trade school, whether that's automotive or electrical. Because if I did do electrical, I could stay with my company and switch into a tech rather than an office person,
Mm-hmm.
which the techs are getting paid a lot more, and they're actually out doing physical labor, which is kind of what I prefer.
Like, do you like the hands-on? Like, you
Yeah,
don't be
more
behind a
hands-on
desk too
building
long.
everything. Yeah, it. I don't like sitting I don't like sitting on a desk on a computer screen all day.
So nah, I get that. So like, speaking of automotive, so so I know you like cars a lot, but what actually got you interested in the first place?
In the
Like
cars.
what like sparked your interest with cars?
So growing up, my grandpa had a '64 Mustang. He had a it was like sea green. It was a sea green '64 convertible Mustang, and he had a Mark One GTI that is mine now. So when I was younger, obviously holding the flashlight for him, he was teaching me things with that.
Yeah.
riding in cars, figuring them out is another big thing that really sparked it. But it was definitely that Mustang that completely sparked my love for cars, and then same with that GTI.
Damn, it's sick.
So I tested all to my grandpa.
Um, so, so right now you have two BMWs that you maintain and take care of. But of all manufacturers, why BMW? Like why do you like BMW so much?
So the overall build, the build quality of it is my favorite thing. Everything feels nice. Everything is firm. It doesn't feel like it's too. I don't know what's the like it feels
Like
like it
how it
was
drives or like
manufactured.
the
No. I'm not even talking like how it drives or anything like that. First of all, German cars are like a puzzle. Like I said, I enjoy doing that kind of that mind stuff.
yeah.
So if I have something that can bend my mind, I will look into it. So that's one reason why I do enjoy BMW. It makes more sense to me than other people. And it also just comes down to the interiors. The interiors are very nice with the wood grain on the dash, all of that. The leather is my favorite part, and it feels like it's nothing's made out of like cheap plastics and cheap materials. Everything feels rigid, solid, and it has like a purpose.
You think like most cars are kind of cheap now?
Oh
Like
yeah.
BMW is one of the few.
You go into one of those. You press on the dash, like you push in on the dash, kind of, on like the material of it.
Right.
It feels nice. It feels responsive. Where like take like a Honda, you push in on the dash, you'll hear like creaking and like other stuff, and it'll feel like kind of brittle. That's the biggest thing. The whole car feel and appeal.
Just like the quality, like the
Yeah.
build quality.
Oh yeah, especially like the bodies of the cars too. The bodies are very nice. The way the cars
Yeah.
look, that's another top tier point.
Okay, so from like when you first started working on your cars until now, like what was like the biggest lessons they had to learn? Like what were like your biggest teaching moments?
Take your time. I mean, the biggest thing that it has told me has been take your time. Don't rush things and do things differently than you're not supposed. Don't do things the way you're not supposed to get it done faster.
It's like no shortcuts.
That's my no shortcuts. Be patient.
Have you ever taken shortcuts or like you know that from experience?
I've taken plenty of shortcuts and it almost never works out.
Okay, so if there was any car, like literally any car in the world right now, and you could have it in your garage, what would it be and why?
I'm gonna have to go with the Porsche 911 GT3.
Okay,
That
but
was,
like why though? Like why?
The body style of it is amazing. The sound of the car, the sound is unmatched, truthfully. And the driving experience, I would love to be behind the wheel of one of those things. It just seems so tight, so everything. It's just a beautiful car. Overall, it's just a beautiful car that performs.
Like you wouldn't want like
incredibly.
another BMW? Like you would want something different?
No, and the thing is, all BMW enthusiasts are like Porsche. Like at heart, they're Porsche lovers. That's
Was
the
it like
thing.
the second? That's like their second
It's
brand.
100. That's what they want. Everyone who is in love with the BMWs and everything like that, eventually they want to move into Porsche.
So like the communities are like, you think they're friends with each other? They're like,
Oh yeah, it's the
not-
German. It's the German. It's yeah.
It's like all German
yeah.
cars.
No,
Or maybe not. Maybe
because
not.
I don't like Audi. I don't like Mercedes. I don't like that. BMW and Porsche.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to close with? Anything you want to add to any of my questions? Any last comments?
No, I think I hit them all on the head.
No. All
I
right.
got them all.